Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your Healing Twin Flame read for mid-September, mid-October 2020. I'm your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. I'm also the younger brother to a Scorpio, and I'm still here. It's a freaking miracle. But there you have it. Hey, my subscribers, thank you so much for following along. Your likes, your subscriptions has gotten me to a first tier level that I was trying to reach. My next tier level I know should be 2,000. I'm shooting for 30 so that I can do the membership thing, so I can do the extendeds here instead of on Vimeo like for this Healing Twin Flame reading, this series. Half of it's on here, the other half is on Vimeo on demand. $5 will get you the extended, unlimited views, right? It's all yours. Download it, share it. I don't care. It's an extended read. I'm thrilled to be doing them. But then I can do them all in one place here on YouTube. So help me get to 30,000 if you can. If you're new, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll see I'm good at what I do. Ask your friends who know me. They'll tell you. He's the fun one, and he's really good, because I am. Been doing this since I'm 12, babies. I'm 52. So let's go into this Scorpio vibe, shall we? We are doing a twin flame contract read. Twin flames, soulmates, both are soul contracts, but they're different. There are links in the description box explaining how they are different. You also have more than one twin flame and more than one soulmate. You may have many. My mother is my soulmate. My father was, he has died, died when I was a teenager. He was a twin flame contract of mine. So they're not all romantic sexual either, although it seems those have been, the romantic sexual versions of these have been the ones popping up, because that's usually what people want to see. But the bottom line of a twin flame contract is you teach each other how to heal yourselves. Think about that. How to love yourselves. Think about that, right? They can't give you the love that you want. They give you the love that you need, which sometimes is no love at all, so that you will turn inward and heal yourself and become the mate of your own soul, hence the readings I did before this series, to be a soulmate, right? How do I be a better soulmate to myself, right? Mate to my own soul. So let's get up in this. We're going to do Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, just like a contract, party number 1 and party number 2. It's not about bodily gender. Most of you know that. So I'm going to say she and he so I can keep it straight in my brain. But other than that, it's not about gender or gender preference or any of that. I consider myself predominantly a Divine Feminine, although when I'm with the right guy, I can very much be daddy. I can very, very much be Daddy Lion. Roar. Shall we? You know what I'm talking about, Scorpios. You absolutely know what I'm talking about. That fluidity of energetic dynamic. So let's get down to it. This is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We're only doing 13 cards, which for me apparently takes about 35 minutes, but so be it. I'm going to give you guys the best that I got. All the cards that I read are in the description box below. Please stay as present as you can be with the breath, right? Follow your breath as we go. I will do the same, and I will get you the most clarity that I can get you for your twin flame contract, so you can heal yourself no matter what they're doing. That's the tea. That's what I love. My guides keep upping the ante every time I do a series, so let's do this. Breathe. Oh, yummy. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 2 cards. 1 to represent the Divine Feminine and 1 to represent the Divine Masculine in this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract, mid-September to mid-October 2020, or timeless whenever they catch this. It would be about a month's period, one would think. So please, what is the dominant archetype? The soul power being alchemized from lead to gold in this couple. First, with the Divine Feminine, she's there, and the Divine Masculine, what's his dominant archetype? Because the archetypes are very helpful. This is not a divination system. This is a healing tool. Carolyn Mace archetype cards, one of my favorite tools. It's helped me so much. But certainly it lends itself to divinatory use. What we're looking at here, as I said, are the 2 soul powers being developed, healed from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxicity to balance, healthy, or imbalance to balance. It's another way to look at it. So there are shadow attributes and light attributes written on them. They're supposed to be triggery, and oh my dear God Almighty. Well, buckle your seatbelts, because we have got the Divine Feminine Lover archetype and the Divine Masculine Liberator archetype. So we're looking at a masculine family family archetype. I know there's a woman on the card, but it is classified in the 9 families, 9 archetypal families as the masculine, because it is masculine, it is yang, it is putting it out there, right? The lover is a very external thing, and the liberator is, I'm pretty sure, the action family, right? See, the action or wild card. Wild card is like not where everything else went, but ones that really could not be classified. They were too wild, you could say. So I'm pretty sure this is the action family of archetype, which is great for a divine masculine considering the yang energy. You may not know who you are at this point. I will read what's written on them, but by the end of this reading, you should have an idea. We're going to clarify it with tarot and get you a healing mantra card to heal it all, at least for the time being, right? The shadow attribute of the lover, and if you don't know this already, you are about to realize you know this. Obsessive passions that harm others. Keyed any cars, ladies, lately? Ladies, scoping and probing, right? Is another word for stalking. Self-destructive devotion. I don't know. Wandering around an old dusty house in a wedding dress for decades. Comment below if you know what reference I just made. That's how I'm going to get you all to comment. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to say, what movie was that from? Comment below. And nobody gets a prize for it because I'm still building my channel. You want prizes? Get me to 30 subscribers. The light attribute, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Now, I am not a Scorpio, but I have the lover archetype in fucking spades, all right? Love for God. Love for my work. It's like, if I don't love it, I don't do it. Now, it doesn't mean I have bad days and I don't necessarily love cleaning the bathroom, but I love my home, right? So that's just part of the heart-centered path for me, but I was born with this archetype. It may not be Kronos, Kairos, comes and goes, but it's such a powerful thing. It's light. It's such a destructive thing in its shadow. So look, if this obviously is already feeling like romantic sexual, although we will see. I mean, a mother or a father could have the lover archetype. And I mean, lover archetypes have children, right? So why wouldn't it be? But then the liberator. The shadow attribute of the liberator, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate. I'm setting you free, now you're my slave. Right? That's exactly how that one flies. They don't necessarily come out and say it that way. Ignoring legitimate constraints. And I've been using this as an example because this card's been coming up a lot. Like, did we have the Liberator? Yeah, the Liberator was in the Cancerian read in these twin flames, so you might want to check that out. The lover has not popped up yet. But ignoring legitimate constraints. If someone is in recovery, let's just say from alcohol, right? They're alcoholics, they're 12-stepping it the whole way there, they're doing great, and there's a party and you're like, come on, loosen up, it's fucking birthday. It's like, no, you're not liberating them, right? That's ignoring a legitimate constraint. Screw the traffic lights, right? It's like, that's not liberating, that's dangerous. The liberator archetype, and it's light though, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, because beliefs get us to a certain point. And then we have to transcend them. There's always going to be a higher thought. There's always going to be a higher level of dimension of light until we merge all back into the great singularity, and where there never were any levels, and all of this is the illusion of separation, but yet still it's very real for us while we're in it. Releasing negative thought patterns. So perfect for a twin flame. Perfect for a twin flame contract. Now again, we don't know the form of this. This could play itself out legitimately in all different forms. Parent, child, workers, bosses, but this kind of has a little bit of a, I'm just going to say that the whiff I'm getting in my nose, can you smell what the Scorpio twin flame is cooking? Feels a little running around naked. Feels like romantic sexual. So what we're going to do, 5 cards, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, element spread for the lover archetype. Same deal, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, element spread using the mythic tarot for the divine masculine liberator to see where they are in this contract in terms of their elemental balance. After this, you should have a really good idea who you are. And by the way, there's almost the same amount of cards in the extended. I do a timeline with the 2 decks. What's it like on the inner past, present, future? What's it like on the outer past, present, future? Like all at the same time. We've got 3 oracle cards coming down. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. I'm really, really digging this. This is way more fun. All right, shall we? Breathe. My goddesses of water, please, can I have 5 cards, element spread, for this Divine Feminine Lover archetype in this Scorpio Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, mid-September, mid-October 2020. What is her element of fire? Top card. It's been a while since you've done that. Element of earth. What is her element of earth? What is her element of... That's 2. What is her element of air? Please, what is her element of air here? That's a good one. A little indecisive, but not unreasonably so. Please, what is her element of water? Here, I'll take that top one. That's fine. That bottom one wanted to wiggle in, but it was the top. It's the Tower of Pisa. It's the smile on the Mona Lisa. Her card of spirit, please, the point of view or voice of the soul. What song lyric was that from? You're the top. You're the Colosseum. Let's do the same for the Divine Masculine. I want all 10 on the table, and then I'll flip them over. Fire, earth, air, water together. For this Divine Masculine Liberator, breathe. Because I have 2 Divine Masculine gods that sit in the throne of Scorpio, and that would be Poseidon and Hades. In other words, the River Styx and the Underworld. Remember, I had a Scorpio older brother. Emotional hell on earth, but I love him dearly. God bless him. He's Matthew, I'm Mark. My parents had stayed married. There would have been Luke and John. And what if they were girls? Shows you why I'm a mystic. Breathe. Yeah, I'm having fun with this. This feels like a fun read. As a lover and a liberator, why not? At least I got alliteration going for them. Please, my beloved brother gods of Hades and Poseidon, or any of my gods in the Divine Masculine Collective, please. I need 5 cards. Element spread for this Divine Masculine Liberator in this Scorpio Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract. Mid-September, mid-October 2020 are timeless. Here's his element of fire. What's his element of earth? What's his element of air? What's his element of water? What is his element of spirit? The voice or the point of view of the soul. Done. Done. I just need to get that a little bit more symmetrical so my little Virgo mind doesn't explode. Let's look at element of fire. What do they desire? What do they want out of this contract? Well, major arcanas both. We've got the moon, which we'll talk about in a second, and the chariot. Now, considering that the moon is definitely a Cancerian card, right? I'm saying this for a reason, even though we're dealing with Scorpios, right? The moon children, the Cancerians are ruled by the planet of the moon. Technically not a planet, blah, 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 blah. Satellite. But the chariot card is also considered the Cancerian card. So we're looking at an emotional drive here for both of them. They have something in common, except the Divine Masculine kind of knows more what they want. Right? Willing to take the horses, this is how I see it, the horses of motivation and inspiration, because motivation usually comes from fear, inspiration usually comes from love, right? The ego will motivate you, you better get your ass out of bed because you got and the soul is like, hey man, breathe. You can't get it wrong, it's all a cosmic illusion, right? You know? So it's motivation and inspiration, but the card of the moon here, I mean, unless this is a very in-tune Divine Feminine Scorpio, then this card could very much be she wants to take the intuitive path. This is the word sticker. She wants to feel her way through this one as a lover would. Come on, let's just see where this goes. I want to feel this one out, right? Not realizing that she might end up with love on the rocks. No big surprise. The card of the moon can also talk, obviously, about hidden influences as well. As beautiful as moonlight is, you just can't see things as clearly as you can when the sun is at high noon. So perhaps even what she wants is a little, I love this word, occluded, O-C-C-L-U-D-E-D. The root of it is sort of like the word occult, which everybody goes, oh, the occult, like it's evil. It means hidden, people. It's all it means. Look up the original meanings of words. Everybody would calm down a little bit if they knew where the words originated. Usage, choices. So I get this. This is a very emotionally bonded couple already with their element of fire. It's just where this one is very much wanting to take the wheel, so to speak, the reins. This one's like, I don't know. Let's just la-di-da it, which is fine. Twin flame. What's the element of earth? The torch that holds the flame of the fire to help them get what they want. Interesting. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, the learner. I love this card. It's a crone teaching a maiden how to weave a blanket, and there's even a blanket in the background here. So you see she's done this before. Practical application through wisdom, and wisdom through practical application. A learning process for sure, the learner, that's a little on the nose. So she's going to find her way through this. She's going to learn, you know, depending on how adept somebody is. Like I said, this is a in tune. This is the Scorpio Divine Feminine, in tune and really, really trusting and self-esteem and intuition are linked. Ask Carolyn May, seriously. It really is true, because when you get a gut hit, you're estimating that hit. And if it has to look through the lens of how you estimate yourself as worthy or unworthy, stupid or smart, that whole skip, right? So there's a learning process here. And I do feel like as a twin flame contract, this would be about her learning the connection between self-esteem and intuition, and I didn't come up with that. That's Carolyn Mace, PhD, MYSS. These are her cards. These are her cards. Read Sacred Contracts. I don't think that's in that book, but read Sacred Contracts anyway. He's got the Ten of Wands, which is interesting, a completion in his life. What does he have to help him get what he wants? He needs to, he already has, wrapped up some business, right? Wrapped up something possibly from the past, an achievement done. Now, if that hasn't happened yet, he might be in the final stages of that, maybe at the 9, right? And not quite at the 10. If this is what he has to help him get what he wants, then he's not that far away from it in that case. I mean, the golden fleece has been retrieved, but we're not looking at a happy camper there. Rarely do we see a Ten of Wands card where there's a happiness in there, except Daughters of the Moon Tarot. That's the Hora, Hava Nagila. That's rite of passage completed. So maybe there is a rite of passage this Divine Masculine Liberator is going through that's going to help them what? Would make sense. Clean some of the stuff off your plate. Maybe they're in a relationships that they want to close out to move forward on this one. We'll find out, but definitely a learning curve here. So let's see what's going on with the element of air. What are they thinking? Well, similar, but not the same. The Divine Feminine is thinking the Three of Pentacles, my favorite card in this deck, Aruru, the clay woman. She takes the dirt beneath her feet and crafts something beautiful and practical. Yet at this stage at the 3, the clay has not been fired yet, not like it lost its job, but put into the oven over here, the kiln, K-I-L-N. I was raised by a nursery school teacher. I know what a kiln is. So that it becomes something permanent, quote unquote permanent, or at least something sturdy and stable, a vessel of both beauty and service, right? Something that's beautiful and practical. So that's on her mind. She's like thinking about this contract as if we can just get to this like initial stage. Like, I feel like this is really new. I mean, unless this is a go-around, because we've had so many retrogrades, and 2020 with blah, right? So there's been a lot of, I mean, I've had ex-boyfriend flash flood more this year than any other year. I'm like, oh, there, hi, I haven't seen you since the 80s. Hi, you want to make out? Sure. You got dinner, I got dessert. I am dessert, right? So I get that. For the Divine Masculine, though, here, we've got the Four of Wands. That's why I said similar, but not the same. The Four of Wands, yes, often called the marriage card, right? Or at least the preparation for that stable. Here, Jason and the Argonauts landing on the beach where the golden fleece is being protected by a dragon, right? So they're kind of setting up camp and setting up party. It's like, all right, we got to this stage in the journey. Let's rest, and then let's commit to move forward, right? There is a certain thing of the balance of fire there. Fours are usually numbers of rest, but really, really feeling that. Really wants to move this forward. Of course he does. Wants to move this forward. But what's on his mind might be like, let me get some things in order here. Let me really thinking about perhaps the procedure to get to where he wants to go, but doing it in more of a staged way. Does that make sense? An evolutionary one? I forget the word that I'm looking for. Procedural, right? There are different aspects of the procedure. So their minds seem to be headed in the same direction. I mean, maybe what they want is their earth, not so much. Well, here's the element of water. We've got the Two of Blades, analysis. So she might be a little bit thinking about how she feels, not indecision. I get people want to make indecision, the Two of Blades, the Two of Swords indecision, because she's blindfolded and doing that in most decks. But this is really about kind of knowing something's there and gathering information, but not wanting to move ahead on it. Let's gather more information, particularly emotionally. I don't think she's ready. I don't think she really knows what she feels here. And I think that totally matches up with that card of the moon. Like, she's still thinking about it. Still thinking about it. I don't know. No, I don't want to. Okay. Right? But that's cool, because our Liberator here has the Knight of Pentacles, right? So feeling very good on their own emotionally, right? There are things they want to do, things they want to clean up, but honestly, I gotta say, the Divine Masculine Liberator feels emotionally stable here. Like, they're okay. Knight of Pentacles in an emotional sense is like, I'm fulfilled. I'm great. I'm not starving. I'm not hungry for emotional juice right now. I'm pretty well stocked. I'm all stocked up with stupid here. Try next door, right? This is definitely a fortified emotional Liberator here. So it feels like, I'm not going to say that he's all in, our Liberator here. Wants to move it forward, wants to take the quest, actually, with all of that fire going on there, is inspired. There's passion here. Again, do we know this is absolutely, they're just saying this may not be romantic sexual for everybody. You could really see this played out, particularly an older generation Divine Feminine with a younger generational Divine Masculine Liberator, right? It totally would make sense, right? It's like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, well, I'm going to take the reins and we're going to do, right? And it's like, honey, be safe, right? Could definitely be parent-child. But I'm still getting that whiff, right? It's still in my nose. It smells like ginger and roses. No, it doesn't. It smells like coffee because it's right over there. What's the point of view of the soul, right? The soul is the truth of who we are that is sent down into these bodies to play out these contracts that are already written before we come in. See, that's the part. Don't worry about fucking up your soul contracts. You can't. Just be authentic as you go. Learn, heal, grow, become the best you can be, which is what twin flames are all about. Heal yourself. Makes you a better soulmate, too. Okay, well, here we go. The Divine Feminine soul is saying, balance this out, baby. The Two of Pentacles, the Bull Leaper. The Bull Leapers run towards bulls, grab them by the horn, and flip over them like an acrobatic stunt. Well, it is an acrobatic stunt. It's not like an acrobat. It's an acrobatic stunt. I mean, they're not doing it. Not part of their job. It's not what they do every day. I suppose it takes some rehearsal. But it is. It's finding your footing. And that would make sense that the soul would say, sweetheart, you're trying to walk on water here. Keep your balance before you move forward, right? And she's got 2 twos. So emotionally here, bring yourself into balance. And what I'm hearing here is this might be physiological. I'm not talking brain chemistry. I'm talking about the basics. Like, are you hydrated? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you exercising? Are you taking care of your physical vehicle here? Because then that might be something that can satisfy the mind with this 3 of Pentacles. Is your foundation, if you're the Divine Feminine, like, is your house in order? My house is not perfect, but I love it, right? I've only been here 3 years. My career was struck by lightning, Tower card, rebuilding it. I will get to every renovation this place needs. I love it. But I do my laundry. I'm going to clean the kitchen. The basics are here. But if somebody else lived here, boy, this place would be freaking spotless because I'm a Virgo. For myself, I'm okay, right? So look at your physicality. What is it that your soul is saying needs to be in balance here? Because the Divine Masculine, the soul is saying the Hierophant, which again has those stages, right? That procedural stuff that we talked about for this Divine Masculine. But this card often speaks about legitimacy, ceremony, tradition. You hear what I'm heading towards? Marriage, or at least commitment. Look, plenty of people marry their twin flames having no idea they're twin flames, and they have long marriages. They may not necessarily have happy marriages because the point of a twin flame contract is to heal yourself, so they can't give each other that, right? I think the ultimate, and this is just my opinion, right? No stats on this. Twin flame contracts would be way better off in open marriages. Just saying, open relationships, because it's like, look, I love you. Just because it's twin flame doesn't mean you don't love each other, but you give each other the love you need on a soul level, like I said, which is sometimes withholding that love so that they will find that love for themselves, the approval, the acceptance, which is why so many parent-child relationships are twin flame, which of course set us up for the adult twin flame contracts that we're in. It's all scripted. You can't get it wrong. Just keep moving forward with this. But I kind of feel like this divine masculine's all in, at least to take the journey here. And this divine feminine's like, I don't know. What do you drive? I mean, that could be a guy and that could be a girl. I'm just joshing. Last card down. Told you it was only 13, right? I gotta leave you wanting a little something for the extended read, but that's okay because we're going to use a healing mantra deck card by Matt Kahn, the Ascended Masters of Soul Contracts, Twin Flame Contingent, whatever you guys, department, whatever, to get you the healing mantra that whether you are this divine feminine lover or this divine masculine liberator, you'll have a mantra that you can use to heal yourself, love yourself, and whatever else the healing might be that's indicated. Take a nice deep breath. Hello, my Ascended Masters. Love what you did with the offices. Please, can I have one card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra, for this Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising. Is that Berber? It's lovely. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, mid-September, mid-October 2020. Please, my beloved Ascended Masters of Soul Contracts, Twin Flame in particular, please, what's going on? What's perfect healing mantra for this divine feminine lover and this divine masculine liberator in this Twin Flame contract mid-September, mid-October 2020, or timeless? Anchoring the light. The light is always within me. Well, it is. It's a good idea to do the mantra, though, to remember it. Now, it's Scorpio. May not get like, light is always within me, right? Try it. It's a beautiful mantra and can get you elevated. I don't want to get flagged on YouTube. Anchoring the light. Anchoring D-light. Because groove is in the heart. Where are you? Alphabetically, anchoring the light, relatively short one here. The light is always within me. When you anchor the light, you are accepting the infinite life force of the universe as your guardian, navigator, and companion. Okay, period. Hold on a second. That's definitely a message for the divine feminine, right? You need... I feel it. You want that love, you want that light, but you're not in balance, right? The soul is saying, well, you get your feet on the ground, right? So to turn to something that will stimulate both the mind and the emotions here for you, to accept the infinite life force of the universe as your guardian, navigator, and companion. Why wouldn't a lover love that? Then you are partnering with the universe. You're being a lover of the universe. As you anchor the light, you are no longer a person trying to find the deeper meaning of connection, Twin Flame contract. Instead, you know yourself to be a living expression of connection, simply appearing in human form. And that is definitely something that if this spiritual card of the Hierophant is, that might be the lesson that they're learning here for this liberator, to throw themselves off, not to liberate themselves from all relationship structures, but to get that there is a larger relationship as they anchor the light. This mantra is ideal for overcoming fear, very possible, reducing cravings, and making important life decisions, which may very well be on the table. Anchoring the light. The light is always within me. What I love about that one is when I do start getting a little anxious, like solar plexus-y stuff, I just go, the light is always within me. It's not to make it go away, but it's to illuminate it. It's so that it can come up a little bit more into my consciousness, that fear, that apprehension, and I can actually talk to it. Say, I love you. It's okay to feel this. Fear on that level, particularly I find solar plexus, and I got this from Matt Kahn, but I kind of knew it in different language. It's an intuitive hit that's saying change is coming and there's a possibility of loss. Now, of course, the ego is going to try and avoid that like the plague. I shouldn't say that anymore. But you sort of get what I'm saying there, right? So there is definitely a tension here with this indecision in the moon. Let's pop up the larger picture. We'll just see what it all says. Magic clap. We've got the lover archetype in the shadow, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. And I have to say, I'm not really feeling that here with the card of the moon and the card of the two of blades there, more of the emotional aspects of her side of this contract. But the light attribute, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Now, it's interesting, that word unbridled, not that they bridle bulls, but they bridle horses, that thing perhaps of bringing yourself into balance with that somehow. Great passion and devotion is a beautiful thing. An unbridled appreciation of someone or something absolutely can tune you in to the divine, seeing the divine, the perfection, the love in all things. But with that card of the moon, it's occluded. There's something cloudy here. Like, I don't want to say, like, if there's drugs or alcohol involved here, but maybe the emotions, maybe there are some clouds around some individuals watching this, if they are the divine feminine lover here, that they just kind of can't feel exactly what it is. Now, that's shown there in the Two of Blades, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. The Eight of Pentacles, if you can get that you are in a learning curve here, then you can get, I've done nothing wrong, I'm just learning. Right? You don't expect a 2-year-old to understand advanced algebra when it doesn't even fucking know the alphabet yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's sort of like the thing, all right, well, let me learn, but it's going to be a step-by-step learning process, line by line of that thread being woven into the tapestry, the mat, what the crone is teaching her to weave there. So the Three of Pentacles, the mind is active here in terms of creative thought, right? Wanting to take the basics here, create something, a solid foundation to begin on, but nothing set in clay. Well, nothing set in fired clay, at least, pottery. It's still mutable, right? I am mutable Earth Virgo, so that Three of Pentacles with the clay woman does make sense, that the mind is sort of going over. We could do this, not so much indecision, but creative thinking, but the heart, the emotions here, the Two of Blades seems a little bit like a stalemate, like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's not really an indecision thing so much as it's just an uncertainty in general, right? The moon card is definitely obfuscating, right? It blends edges. So this could be just a general sense in this relationship overall for her, or maybe in her relationships in general. Could be certain types of it. If this is romantic, it could be that way. Of course, we will see in the extended a timeline, past, present, future, so we can see if there was trauma indicated here somewhere in this relationship beforehand that would lead her to being in this place of uncertainty. Regardless, the voice of the soul is saying, Two of Pentacles, honey, bull leapers, get balanced. And I do feel like that is very much about being grounded. Not that you have to drill your root chakra into the core of Mother Earth, but to, you know, be grounded, like check your bank account every day, just the basics. You know, you don't have to work out 24/7, 365. In fact, that's quite out of balance. But to treat your body as the vehicle of the soul, right? So that the more that's in balance, the happier and more whole you feel, and therefore clearer. Jumping over to the Divine Masculine Liberator, the shadow attribute, imposing your own tyranny over those you choose to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. Now, look, with that Chariot there, we'll get to the light attribute in a moment. That would be the thing that I would caution this Divine Masculine Liberator on, is ignoring legitimate constraints, because there might be a constraint here while this lover is kind of amorphous, right? Maybe not communicating so clearly or at all. So then the light attributes, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Now, what I'm going to say about that is that thoughts are things, and when we habituate a thought, it becomes a belief. Whether that thought is true or not doesn't matter. A belief is a belief. It could be a belief based on truth, a belief based on falsehood, and obviously that creates the experience of our reality. People took that one a bit too far in terms of it creating all of it, what you think. No, there's a plan in play, darling. But certainly releasing negative thought patterns, I think, is just something that you do. And this is very much a Scorpio thing, right? That transforming of lead to gold in terms of beliefs. I mean, it's psychotherapy in general. Like when you really do the talking cure in whatever way, shape, or form, you start to hear things come out of your mouth that you didn't even realize you believed, right? That's that excavation. It's very much the deep dive Scorpio. And with that Chariot card here, in terms of what they want, balancing inspiration and motivation, trying to move move in the same direction, wanting to take some kind of control of the direction of this relationship. What he has is the Ten of Wands, which can also say he's been through this before, may already have the wisdom, may already have completed this cycle with somebody else and found themselves exhausted, right? So to rely on past wisdom. Now again, the Ten of Wands, like I said, is usually a card of exhaustion, but for getting what you want, it took a journey to get there. So perhaps to keep that in mind, if you are the Divine Masculine Liberator here, that you may have some beliefs in there about this being a replay, and maybe it is a replay with this Divine Feminine Lover. Well, with the Four of Wands, what's on his mind here is definitely something more stable, right? Not just a time of rest, but a time of celebration, a time of really gathering one's energies to then move forward, right? I love the Four of Wands in that sense. But it's certainly, I mean, people say it's a marriage. It looks like a marriage is happening, but the celebrants are in the distance when you look particularly at the Rider-Waite version. But with that Nine of Pentacles, this Liberator is feeling solid and secure and stable within themselves. They have everything they need. Maybe not physically, but emotionally they certainly do. They feel very well stocked that way. Stable. Not maybe in the bliss and ecstasy of a Ten of Cups or a Ten of Pentacles with someone to share it with, but is pretty okay, content, but solidified, right? Satisfied, not just uncontent, but truly that sense of all is well. Well-being, singular well-being. That's a great way to look at the Nine of Pentacles. But with that Hierophant, man, woo, that Hierophant, the voice of the soul saying, well, Hierophant. Well, then to really look at the growth and the procedure that can go on here spiritually, right? That there is a step-by-step way of doing this, but also there needs to be some level of commitment. Just like with that Ten of Wands shows that a commitment has been completed before, that the Chariot can be saddled up, so to speak, with the horses and off and running again. But there really has to be a level of commitment, and it feels like that's also what the soul is saying. Now, every contract then, in a sense, would have the Hierophant energy in it, right? Not the easiest thing in the world to complete a contract. Really, Matt Kahn says all you have to do is survive them, which I love that, and means I got more work done than I realized. But certainly, as tricky as this may be, the mantra really says something that is going to take some practice for you guys to get what this is, perhaps. Anchoring the light. The light is always within me. But you know what the other word for light is? Truth. Light and truth are one and the same, right? Enlightenment is in truthment, right? When you see the light, that's not usually so literal, usually used as a turn of phrase. So the light is always within me. The truth is always within me, right? The light is always within me. The light is always within me. Whatever beliefs that need to be healed and released here with the Hierophant, that's on the table. Whatever clarity this lover archetype needs, that's on the table here. If they can really get that the light is always within them and maybe not turning to the other for the clarification and direction when it's all there, if they anchor the light. Ta-da! My Scorps. There you have it. Like I said, interesting read. Remember, it's only mid-September, mid-October, or I would say a month, depending on when you're watching this, timeless. So let me give you the blessing. May the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their twin flame contracts for mid-September, mid-October 2020, timeless, that they may bring themselves into balance, that they may connect with the guidance and the grace for commitment in their lives as they make their way through learning, healing, growing, evolving, becoming the best that they can be individually in this twin flame contract for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Lovely, lovely reading, folks. The preview is coming up next. Give you the first card usually to look at. But we are going to do a hell of a lot more going into this, particularly for Scorpios. I want to go a little bit deeper, particularly when I see the card of the moon. I want to clarify that a little bit. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell here on YouTube. And if you like, the link is below to jump over to Vimeo. Come on, it's $5, but it's unlimited views. So please do jump over, because by now you know who you are, right? Cool. Oh, I love you so much, my Scorpies. Wishing you the very best and the very best of it all. If you don't know what that is, think about it. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be. Hey, there you are, my Scorpio Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Thank you for jumping over to the extended reading on Vimeo on demand on Vimeo.com. So happy to be doing this. This is a very interesting reading here. And as I said in the YouTube version of this, I want to, if I need to go in, if this doesn't reveal itself, this moon card for this divine feminine lover, we're going to find out what she wants, right? And if you're the divine feminine lover, it might bring you some clarity. You might be like, no, that's not it, but general read, right? So we got a whole bunch of cards that have to hit the table here. And I hear a beeping. Oh, the package got delivered, that's all. We're going to take the Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue, to get you a healing card, an angel card for this contract. And I want you to think of it as the Angel of Healing. It's Healing with the Angels Oracle, to help you heal individually. Remember what a twin flame contract is in the first place, right? So let's dive in, take a nice deep breath, and I'll see what I can get you here to bring you some clarity, guidance, and grace. Breathe. Hello, my angels and archangels. Well, I am the Archangel of Lyons. Please, my darlings, I need one card in clarity. What is the healing angel assigned to this contract, this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, mid-September, mid-October 2020, or timeless, that they may call upon individually to help them heal individually and maybe complete, fulfill, heal this twin flame healing contract. Focus, the angel of focus. Now that makes sense for the divine feminine, and we'll see for the divine masculine as this unfolds. I mean, with the chariot, you do have to kind of get your energies moving in the same direction here. But what would the angel of focus do? Give you focus, teach you to focus, might very well remove some things so that you can focus. Careful what you wish for, but sometimes that is necessary. Now, am I seeing an overwhelming of anything here? The only overwhelming I'm seeing here at all, if at all, is this 10 of flames here for the divine masculine in his earth position, what it is that he has that perhaps wants to liberate himself from. But that's not the overall vibe I'm getting with that. It really feels like that is a boon. That 10 of wands, as I said before, you've been through this before, has the wisdom of this before, can rally the forces and move forward to get what he wants here. But tuning to the card, even just looking at it, I mean, the card I can't see it, you'll see it when I pop up the picture, is literally looking at the divine feminine. Like he's saying, well, you just focus. Just focus. And maybe that's part of the balance with the analysis, right? A lot of twos going on here. So call upon the angel of focus there. Makes sense. We'll bring clarity or at least calm things down. What we're going to do next is a bit more of a deeper dive. All right, let's start you with an angel card. Focus. We are going to use a Chuck Spezzano love pack. I've divided it into two separate decks. The deck of the problem, which is half of the deck, and the other three you consider, I guess, the solution, which is the suits of luck, healing, and grace. So we're going to look at the problem, and then we're going to look at the solution for the general contract. And by the way, every card that hits the table now is about both of them. It's about the contract itself, sort of like the third entity in the relationship as the contract. Take a nice deep breath. Let's ask the Ascended Masters of Soul Contracts Twin Flame Bureau. Is that what you guys are? Bureau? I really love the wall hangings. I'm allowed to tease them. Breathe.